Thursday, folks. Welcome. My name is Patty. Welcome to a Thursday Facebook Live yoga session, the first one of the new year. Happy New Year. This is my pal Sherman. He's usually on the mat with me. The cats eventually move out of the way. So hopefully you can see me as we get going. Again, I'm Patty. Welcome to your Thursday night evening yoga session. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position. The cats might sit in front of me as well. But go ahead and take a comfortable seat. I am sitting on a block, if that is helpful for you. Lifts your hips up a little bit. We're going to be here for about 2 or 3 minutes, so you can either sit on a pillow, a smaller couch cushion, roll your mat up, a blanket, a bath towel, whatever works for you. If you don't need that lift, I know my hips are a little tight, so I want to sit on my block, but go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. Your hands can rest on your knees, and we're gonna just settle in and begin our practice seated this evening. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. For those of you just logging in, viewing the video, go ahead and give me a wave or a hello that I know that you're here. We're gonna start tonight seated. Again, we'll be here for about 2 to 3 minutes. And I don't know about you, I need to just come to a seat and let everything calm down today. So if you are comfortable and you're able and you want to shut your eyes, go ahead and shut your eyes, drawing your awareness into yourself. You can rest your hands on your knees. You can slide them back closer to the hip creases. It'll draw your shoulders back a little bit. And we're just going to start with our natural breath for a moment here as we settle in for the evening. We'll get into a little bit of breath work here in a minute, but just settle onto your mat. Throughout our practice this evening, we're going to come into our breath and focus on our awareness. If you want to set an intention, what brings you here to the mat this evening, go ahead and think about that. Maybe it's a word, a mantra, something that you just want to focus on throughout the night. Maybe it's breath. We just need to breathe a little bit. And go ahead and take a big inhale in through your nose. Fill up your belly, your lungs, your chest, and sigh it all out. Big open breath, open mouth, sigh it out. Another big breath in. Fill up and sigh it out, open mouth. You're blowing everything away. Another big breath in. And out. Do that a few more times on your breath. If you need to be a little bit faster, a little bit slower, you want to fill up and pause at the top, you certainly can do that. Go ahead and follow your breath. And after about 2 more sighs, big open breath, come back to just a comfortable natural breathing. Take a few breaths here. And if you practice the Ujjayi breath, the ocean breath, that rhythmic breath, in through your nose and out through your nose, go ahead and take a few cleansing breaths that way. In through your nose, big inhale. And on your exhale, make that ocean sound coming through your nose. Take a few breaths with your Ujjayi breath. Remembering not to press the tongue to the roof of your mouth, and we're not clenching our jaws as we do that. We're simply creating that space to blow out through our nose. So in through the nose and out through the nose. And if that's not in your practice or it's not something comfortable for you, simply take a few more cleansing breaths, sighing them out. It can be as audible as you want out your mouth. I can't hear you. Go ahead and settle back into your natural breath. And we're going to slowly move into a child's pose. So if you're sitting on a block or a blanket, you can lean forward, take a small little tabletop pause if you need to. So coming together to pause in a tabletop, big toes are going to come together, knees are out wide toward our edge of the mat, hips and butt sink back, arms reach out for child's pose, forehead comes down to the mat. Again, settle into your pose here, releasing that tension. Breathing out some of the stress from the day. With each inhale, filling up our belly, our lungs. And as you exhale, see if you can sink a little bit further into your child's pose. Your chest might fall heavy to the mat a little bit more. Forehead on the mat. Hips are pressing, sinking back, creating space for your belly breath in this pose. At any time during our practice tonight, if you need to take a break, this is a great pose to come back to refocus your breath, to set your intention again, pausing on some muscle strain, perhaps not strain, maybe some awareness that you weren't quite ready for. Go ahead and fill up, big inhale, and out. Big breath in, exhale out. We're gonna rise up slowly to our tabletop. And we're gonna be taking a few cat and cow poses. So as we inhale, we're going to look up, soften the belly, chest rises up, gaze looks up. Cow pose. Exhale into cat. Gaze goes towards your belly button, arching your back. Inhale to cow. Just adding some movement, waking up our spine. Come into cow. Another cat. On your breath. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Adding a little bit of breath and movement. Following what works for you. If you want to pick it up, you're welcome to do so. If you need to slow down a touch, it's perfectly acceptable. As I said purr, I should have gone into cat. Exhale into your cat. Another inhale. Just a few more. Come up into cat. Gaze looks up. Drop your belly. Open up your chest for your cow. Whew, I know my back needs this. 2 more. Take it on your breath. Exhale to cat. Last one. One more cat. And come into stillness on your tabletop on all fours. We're going to work with some more spine stretches to awaken our spine a little bit here. So we're going to do a bird dog pose. You're going to get steady on your hands and knees, and with my count, the right arm is going to extend and the left leg is going to extend. Toes, your left leg are pointed towards the earth. Nice, strong, straight line. And come back to tabletop. Now the opposite side. Left arm, right leg. Nice, strong, straight line. And back to tabletop. Right arm, left leg. Remembering to breathe throughout these stretches. Adding length and extension. We're just going to alternate. Keep alternating as we work to add length, movement, stretching a bit of our side bodies. So at your breath, alternating, extending opposite arm and opposite leg. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. And if you're doing the opposite of me, that's okay. We're just beginning to warm up here. Left arm, right leg, other side. A few more. It's not a race. We're simply adding some stretching and some movement. Last one. Go ahead and come into stillness, back on all fours in your tabletop position. Pausing here for just a minute, and then we're going to sink back into child's pose one more time. Big toes come together, knees are out wide, hips push back, butt sinks low, arms stretch out front, forehead comes to the mat. Take a nice deep breath here, filling up, making room for that belly to expand. Your knees are out wide. Let it all go. Another big breath in and out. See if you can sink a little deeper on your exhales. Pausing here for just a moment of stillness. Before we get moving a bit more into our practice. Remember, this is a pose you can always come back to if you need to. Slowly rise up to all fours. Steady here in tabletop. Curl your toes under. Push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Being gentle here. This might be your first down dog of the day. Honoring your hamstrings. If the backs of your legs are screaming, just take it gentle. Maybe add a slight bend to your knees. Go ahead and bend your right knee, looking under your right armpit. And straighten that leg. Bend your left leg, look under your left armpit. Go ahead and straighten your leg. Do that one more time. So bending the right leg as we look under. Just a nice slow stretch. I'll take it on the left side. Good. Go ahead and press back to your regular old down dog. And gently walk your hands and feet together so you're in a forward fold. Head falls heavy. Hands reaching towards your feet, towards the earth, towards your shins, wherever they may fall on your body. And now we're slowly going to rise up one vertebrae at a time. Curling our back up. Our shoulders, our neck, our head are the very last thing to come up. Fabulous. We're going to lift our arms up overhead just for a nice little stretch here. Take your right hand and grasp near your left wrist and reach towards the side, stretching out your left side body. Come back to center. Take your left hand near your right wrist, reaching over to the left side. We're not really pulling and tugging. We're just assisting that stretch through our side bodies. Good. Go ahead and come back to center. Nice stretch up. If your neck allows it, you can slightly look up. Good. Go ahead and lower your arms to your sides. Wiggle it out if you need to. We're going to rise up, swan dive our arms down, forward fold, hands come near the earth. Go ahead and plant your hands, halfway lift to flat back. Hands can be at your shins, at your thighs, whatever you need for your flat back. If they reach the floor, that's super. Go ahead and plant your hands, step back into high plank. So we're in a high push-up position here for our plank. Getting strong and steady here. We're going to pause with a breath. Exhale out. Using that core, lifting back, downward facing dog. From here, take a breath in and out. Get strong. Maybe scoot your left toes towards the center just a tiny bit, because we're going to lift our right leg and step forward for a low lunge on our right. We're not going to drop our left knee. Right foot comes between our hands. For low lunge, we're going to use our core, use that back left leg, and rise up to crescent. So my back left toes are strong and steady. Very, very good. Go ahead and open up to warrior two. Left heel pivots to the earth. Your heels are straight in alignment, arms up, stretched long. Nice, good job. Right palm flips up. Reverse your warrior. Left hand slides down your back left leg. Hinge forward
at the waist, pausing for an extended side angle. So my right elbow is at the top with my strong and steady right leg. Nice 90-degree angle in my right leg. Now cartwheel your arms down to the ground. Curl your left toes under. Step your right leg back. We're in that plank again. Pausing here. Allowing your core to do the work. Push back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. We're going to use this pose as our rest. Believe it or not, down dog can be a resting pose. So we're going to take a few breaths here. If you need to, you can push forward into child's pose. Steady yourself on your right leg, left toes, reach up, steps through, in between your hands for low lunge on the left leg. Getting strong and steady here. Nice 90-degree angle in your front leg. Strong, straight right leg. Rise up, crescent lunge. Pausing for a breath here. Feeling that lunge. Really strong and steady. Open up now to warrior two. Right heel pivots to the earth. Left palm flips up. Reverse your warrior. Right hand slides down your right leg. Hinge forward at the waist, pausing, elbow meets the knee. Extended side angle. Again, nice, strong, steady legs. Good, good, good. Go ahead and cartwheel your arms back on either side of your left foot. Step back in that high plank. Pausing here, really using the core. Push back, downward facing dog. A few breaths here. Steady on your left foot. Right leg extends into the air just for a moment as it steps through in between your hands for your low lunge. Steady in your straight left leg. Rise up. Crescent lunge. We're not extending our knee beyond our ankle. We're keeping that nice 90-degree angle. Really starting to feel your hips open. Go ahead and open your arms. Warrior two. Spin your left heel to the earth. Flip your right palm up. Reverse your warrior. Gaze looks up. Left hand slides down your left leg. Hinge forward. Elbow to knee, to thigh. Extended side angle. Good. Cartwheel your arms. Curl your left toes under, right leg comes back, high plank. Pausing here. Feeling strong, feeling definitely warmed up now. Left leg, push back into downward facing dog. Few breaths here. I kept you into that plank for a minute. Now the left leg reaches up, steps through, in between your hands, low lunge. Nice 90-degree angle, nice and strong in our front leg. Use your core to rise up. Crescent lunge. Nice, strong, steady legs. Arms are extended. Open up now to warrior two. Maybe sink just a touch more deeper if you got it in your legs. Left palm flips up. Reverse your warrior. Hinge at the waist, elbow to thigh, extended side angle. Go ahead and cartwheel your arms to the earth. One more plank. Back into downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Another big breath in. And go ahead and hinge forward for child's pose. Come to your hands and knees. Big toes come together, knees out wide. Sinking to your hips. That was a nice, powerful little flow. Come down to child's pose. I'm going to take a few breaths here. Coming back into stillness just for a little bit. Taking some nice cleansing breaths as you're in your child's pose. Gently come up to tall arms, back into tabletop. Curling your toes under, pushing back, downward facing dog. We're only going to be here for a couple breaths. Go ahead and look towards your hands. Walk your feet in together for a forward fold. And then slowly rise all the way up to standing. Arms reach up overhead, maybe a slight back bend. And lower your arms back down to the side. Good. We're gonna do that little side stretch here a minute before we get into some balancing poses. So arms reach up overhead. Gently reach towards your left wrist. Left forearm, lean to the right. Stretching out our side bodies. Coming back to center. Left arm, left hand to the right arm, leaning towards the left. Nice big stretch. You might notice this feels even different than a few minutes ago. Our bodies are waking up, coming a little more limber. If your neck allows it, go ahead and reach up and look towards the sky. Good. Arms come back down. We're going to do a chair with some chair twists. So it's good to get a little stretch out there in our side bodies. So we're going to sink our weight. Our feet are going to come together. If your heels are a little too close, you can maybe cock your heels out a little bit, but feet are together, thighs hug in together as we sink down into our hips, into our imaginary chair. Arms reach up overhead. Nice, big, strong chair here. And now, similar to our arms in Warrior Two, we're going to open up to the right, twisting, keeping our legs in that chair position. Maybe a slight gaze out towards your right thumb. Good. Arms come back to center. Now open up towards the left. Good. One more time, back to center. Good, 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 good. And release.
gonna take tree. So get steady, rooted into the earth. Nice, strong, standing at attention. We're gonna shift some of our weight into our left leg, so really rooting into your left heel. Just for a moment, try and lift and separate your left toes, and then gently set them back down so they're not gripping into the mat. Go ahead and take your tree, so your big toe can be on the earth, it can be on your shin, in your calf, can be in the hip crease, really anywhere but the knee, because you're pushing with your straight, strong left leg, and you're pushing with your right foot. So we don't want to use that knee joint. Arms can come to heart center if that's comfortable. Focus on something not moving ahead of you, an object. So your gaze is strong, as well as your legs. And if you feel comfortable and steady, you may grow your branches, reaching your arms up strong. Good. Bring your arms back down to heart center if they're not already. Gently release your right leg. We're going to take tree on the other side. So get rooted in your right leg just for a second. Really press into your right heel. Maybe try and lift and separate your right toes and gently set them back down so they're not gripping the mat. And again, foot can be near your ankle with even your big toe as a kickstand. Your foot can be on the side of your calf on your shin, or can come up to the hip crease. You may see that one side of your body is more open than the other. You may have slippy pants on and your legs just don't want to cooperate. But take tree on the other side, wherever is best for you. Bringing your hands to heart center, fixing your gaze on something not moving out in front of you, strong and steady. If you feel comfortable, you can grow your arms, your branches. Can't really grow your arms. You can grow your branches. If you really want to test your balance, you may shut your eyes. Gets a little harder on the balance side when you close your eyes. Good. Hands come back to heart center. Gently release your left leg back down to the earth. Shake out your legs if you need to. We're going to do a little bit of movement with some balance. So get rooted on your left leg. We're going to do a modified standing big toe stretch. So lifting your right leg up, right hand comes to the inside of your thigh, gently guiding it out. So similar to that tree pose, but from here, we're going to kick back. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me once I kick back. You're going to kick back into airplane. So your foot is flexed, toes are pointed towards the earth, arms are out long alongside our bodies. Slight hinge at the waist, looking towards the earth, strong and steady. And now to come out of this, we're going to hinge back up from the waist using our core. Bent, right knee high. One more little stretch out to the side. Modified big toe stretch. Now release. Don't worry, we got to try that on the other side. Getting strong. Right leg. Left knee lifts up. Left hand comes to the inside of your thigh. Gently extending here. If you don't want to add the movement, that's fine. You can stay in the modified big toe stretch. If you'd like, again, I'll turn. With control, your legs out to the side, hinge at the waist. As you do so,
kick back into airplane. Really using your core to not sink your belly and fall over. Strong, steady right leg. Use that right leg to help push, push, push you back up to standing. Our left knee is out for one more big toe stretch and down. Good, very good. So arms are at our sides. Reach up, mountain pose, down to forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Really using your core here again, not locking your elbows. Push back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Go ahead and step your right leg up and through towards your front hands again. So your hands are on either side. Left heel pivots to the earth as you reach your left arm up overhead. Shoulders are stacked, creating a nice straight line with your shoulders. Nice triangle pose here. As you lower your left arm towards the earth, right toes spin forward, wide-legged forward fold. Your arms can fall towards the earth. You can cradle your elbows. You can have a higher back and just get somewhere near your mat. That's fine. Now go ahead and walk your hands towards your left heel, spinning your left toes towards the short edge of your mat. We're going to take that triangle pose on the other side. So again, nice, strong, straight shoulders. I'm not back here. I'm not way overhead. Creating a line with my arms, opening my chest. Good. Go ahead and lower your left hand. One more wide-legged forward fold. Go ahead and heel toe your feet together. So you're in just a regular old forward fold. However, you may need to step your legs together. And slowly rise on up to standing. Good. From here, arms reach up overhead. Swan dive back down, forward fold. And we're just going to plant our hands and come down to sit on our shins. So we're sitting on our butt. The tops of our feet are on our mat. We're in hero's pose. You can, if it's comfortable, you can pop your heels up like on your toes, but you may also sit flat with your feet flat. Head, neck, shoulders, nice, strong spine. If you bring your hands slowly back across the top of your thighs, you'll open your chest, your shoulders. This is a great, I've been sitting at my desk all day pose. You'll notice if I let my hands fall forward, my shoulders, my back, they're gonna fall forward as well. So we really want a nice, strong pose here. Again, another option, you can have tall heels with your toes curled under. You may also even sit on a block if that's comfortable. Tall heels, tall block. Just a little bit of a stretch with your feet and your toes there. Try it out, something different. Good. I'm going to move that block out of my way. If you're still in your hero's pose, go ahead and just sit on your bum. Legs are going to extend out forward. Feet are flexed. We have a nice, tall, straight spine. Arms are going to reach forward, and we're going to hinge right from our waist, our belly button, coming forward. We're not going to round our backs and say, hey, look, I can touch. We're going to start up, nice, tall, strong back, and we're really pulling from our belly button first. Down, down, down. And this is as far as you get. This is as far as you get. Again, honor those hamstrings, honor your back. If you can reach your toes, reach your feet, super awesome. If you're there, you can touch your toes. Give yourself a little foot massage while you're here. If not, just hang on tight near your calves. Maybe give your calves a little love as well. But we're really stretching a nice back stretch. Don't get me wrong, your legs are getting a stretch too, but I like this for my back personally. We're going to be here for another 30 seconds, another minute or so. So if you need to back off a little bit, remember not to lock out your legs, lock out your knees. Maybe come up ever so slightly and then sink back into the pose. See if that feels any different by backing out and then coming back in. Good. Slowly rise back out of the pose. We're just in a nice seated position. Legs remain extended out long. We're going to take boat pose. We're going to do some core work. Even though I did all those planks, we're going to do a little bit more core. So I'll show you some variations, some options. Again, tall back. My knees are bent. Feet came to the floor. Arms are going to extend out, and you can sink back, make that V position for your boat pose. If you want a little more challenge, hands can come behind your thighs, giving you some support. Legs lift up and straight off the mat. Now we're in that boat, but we're still hanging on with our arms. If you want to take the full pose, arms reach out long. Really use your core, tightening in, extending out long and strong for your boat pose. And 3, 2, 1, release. Good. Take a breather. We're going to do that one more time. So again, feet can remain on the ground, simply leaning back with our arms extended. You can grab onto your thighs, extend your legs, or sinking back, extending legs, extending arms for your full boat pose. Remembering to breathe for 2 and 1 and release. Good. One more for our core. We're gonna come down onto our backs. Knees can be bent for now. Just pause here for a second, feel the mat where you are. Hands are gonna come behind our head, but we're gonna leave our shoulders, our neck, our head on the earth. We're just sort of making a little pillow for our hands, resting our head on. Left leg extends out long, right leg comes up to the earth. We're gonna scissor our legs, much like a scissor. Opposite leg, but your head, neck, and shoulders are staying down, so we're not reaming out our necks, lifting up. But trust me, we're still getting some core action here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, keep going. Opposite leg, and good. Go ahead and bring your feet out wide. Knees are gonna fall together just for a minute here. So we're gonna do one more round of those scissor kicks. Good. Go ahead and bring your knees back to center. Take your hands, if you released your head, hands come onto your head, just using it as a pillow. Left leg comes out long, right leg comes up towards the sky, and we're gonna scissor our legs, opposite leg, up and down. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. This time, soles of your feet to come together. Knees fall out wide and open. Hands come to your belly, or one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Supta Baddha Konasana. Releasing your low back and your core. Legs fall heavy towards the earth. Taking a breather here. Now take your hands to the outsides of your knees. Gently assist your knees back to center, maybe moving just ever so slightly. And we're going to take legs up the wall. So feet extend towards the ceiling. They're flexed. Arms come towards the earth, like we're pushing our ceilings up into the sky. If you have a strap, you could always use a strap on your feet and help with a little deeper stretch. If you need a physical wall, scoot your bum towards a wall to offer some assistance on your legs. We're not going to be here terribly long tonight, but always a couple options to add some assistance. Go ahead and bend your legs so your shins are parallel to the earth. You're going to take your right hand to the opposite of your left knee, and your knees are going to fall. I'll move the block out of the way. Knees fall to the earth. Your left arm stretches out long. Your gaze looks out over your left arm for a nice twist. Again, stretching out our sides. Those core muscles, we just worked quite a bit towards the end here. Go ahead and bring your knees back to center, keeping them bent at that 90-degree angle. Pausing here. Left hand comes to the outside of your right knee. Right arm out long. Twisting, your knees fall heavy to the left. Gaze looks out over your right arm. Nice deep stretch here on the other side. Really breathing into your back body, into your sides here. Feeling that stretch. Go ahead and bring your knees back to center. Keeping them bent, you're going to bring your hands near your shins. We're going to do sort of a lazy happy baby. So your knees are going to fall out wide and open. Gently, if you would like, you may gently push on your shins. I did this the other day and I just thought it felt wonderful. So, little lazy baby. She's still happy, but she's a bit lazy at the end of our practice. Still a nice, gentle stretch. Feeling it in your hips. Allowing your legs to fall heavy and open. Gently push your legs back together. Knees are parallel to the earth. Hug it in, wrapping your arms around your legs, gently rolling from side to side, giving yourself a little back massage. Maybe roll in the opposite direction. I tend to roll in one direction, so maybe try and reverse. See how that feels. Hitting some of those spots on your low back. Good. Go ahead and give yourself one great big squeeze in. Maybe lift up your neck, your head, coming into a tiny little popcorn ball. And then releasing out into Shavasana. Your legs outstretched long. Your arms fall heavy to the earth. Unclench your jaw. Pull the tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Close your eyes and sink into your final resting pose of Shavasana.
slowly begin to bring awareness back to your body. As you awaken from this pose, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. And when you're ready, slowly come over to one side, rolling into the fetal position and just pausing here as we slowly begin to reawaken. Take a few breaths in this fetal pose. And gently use your arms to push yourselves up into a comfortable seated position. Beginning in the position where we started. You can close your eyes. Your hands may rest on your knees, on your thighs. Taking a few breaths here as we've come back right where we started after this beautiful hour-long practice. We take one big breath in together and we let it all go. If you're comfortable, your hands can come to heart center. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me in practice tonight, for setting aside this time for yourselves to honor your body through the asanas as you worked so hard this evening. I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Namaste, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have a super wonderful evening. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Bye now. Thanks.